Sure. Let's begin our journey, student. A very, very good morning to all of you students. A very good morning and a hearty warm welcome to all of you in Dream Tuition. So finally, after 5 days of introduction about syllabus, it's very difficult to explain initially the entire syllabus to the student. It's very difficult, especially when they are new. Still, I had tried to explain the entire syllabus, but from today it will be a good journey. From today it will be a very interesting journey. Uh, let's begin our today's lecture like the way we begin. That is by reminding each other our mantra or dream tuition, our principle, our rule of dream tuition, and that is let's try to make our today's lecture better than our previous lectures as compared to our previous lecture. That as a teacher, I'm definitely going to try, and you also try to make your today's lecture better than as compared to previous lecture. What we are going to do today? Today, first of all, we are going to discuss one or maximum two news, minimum one or maximum two news, and then we will start with account subject. The name of actual accounts in your 11th is subject name is bookkeeping and accountancy. Already I have explained the name. Today we will start with the first topic. How we are going to conduct daily classes, daily lectures. Daily accounts will be there, daily bookkeeping subject will be there. Along with the bookkeeping subject, one theory subject I'm going to take. Today, along with account subject, I'm going to take economics. I'm going to start economics. So bookkeeping will be daily. Daily we are going to conduct bookkeeping and one theory subject. Today, we are going to begin with one theory subject, that is economics. After completing first chapter of economics, we are going to switch the theory subject with some other subject. I hope it is clear with all. Okay. So my daily attendance also I'm going to take. I'm going to send you weekly attendance to your number, to your parents. I'm going to send you weekly attendance, how much time you attended the lecture, everything I'm going to send at the end of the week, After completing each topic, we will be conducting test also, online test. So test will be online and it will be actual test, but you have to keep your video camera on, focusing on your book. You should keep the camera angle, face of the camera on the book, and you have to give the test. So after completing every topic, we conduct test also, online test. So this is the way we are going to complete our syllabus and we are going to carry out our online tuition. Already 12th tuition. Today was the 51st day of our 12th online tuition, and very successfully we are running online. It's better than offline. So it was about how we are going to conduct our classes. Now let's start with the news. As I told you, we are not going to discuss, we are not going to discuss general news. We are going to discuss business news, because you are going to be successful business students. You are going to become a very, very excellent commerce student. So I have to give that type of information which will help you in achieving that goal. So today's news is about this. Let me explain this news. TRAI. The full form of TRAI is Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. TRAI is a government organization. TRAI, this is a government organization. This is a government institute which look after. The duty of this government institute is to look after all the telecom company in India. This TRAI regulates and control all the activities of telecom companies in India. So do you know telecom companies? Who are the telecom companies who provide telecom services in India? Like Jio, like Bharti Airtel, like Tata, Idea, Vodafone. All these are telecom companies. So they have to follow, all these telecom company has to follow rules and regulation set by the TRAI. TRAI looks after whether these companies in India, telecom companies in India, are following all the set rules which are already set, which are already prescribed. Those rules, are these companies following those rules or not? It is the duty of TRAI. As well as TRAI has to check as well as control, are these companies following any unfair trade practices? Are they misusing the customer? Everything is checked by, everything is controlled by TRAI. I hope you understood the meaning of TRAI. So TRAI, the full form is Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. This is a government institute, government institution which look after all the telecom companies of India, how they are working, whether while working they are doing some wrong practices or not, or whether they are following all the rules and regulations set by the government for telecom companies or not. This is the duty of TRAI. So as a part of the duty, they have done something. So that is the news of today. That is the news of today which we are discussing. As part of their duty, they have taken one step. What step, what action they have taken, on which company they have taken, we will discuss that. TRAI blocks. So they are blocking someone. They are blocking someone. They are blocking Airtel. The name of the Airtel company is Bharti Airtel. Actually, the name of the company is Bharti Enterprise and the brand is Airtel. Bharti Enterprise and the brand is Airtel. By this name, they run the telecom business. So Bharti Enterprise, Airtel company, TRAI has blocked some action which Airtel was doing. What was the action? What was the thing Airtel was doing which the TRAI has to come in between and block those actions? Let's see that. As well as Vodafone Idea company. So TRAI has blocked Airtel activities as well as Vodafone some of the activity or one of the activity, which was against the rule or which was not a right practice they were doing. Let's see what they have done. Actually, premium plan says may affect service quality of other. So TRAI government authority has blocked Airtel as well as Vodafone Idea premium plans. So what they have done, Airtel and Vodafone, actually in 2 days or 3 days back, Airtel has announced one plan. Airtel has announced one plan, and that was a premium plan. Every customer who is having a postpaid plan of Airtel of minimum 499, they had promised that they will give extra service, they will give better internet speed and everything. They have this type of plan they have introduced. If the customer is having 499 postpaid plan or more than that postpaid plan, so this was opposed by TRAI. So what was their case? Let's see. TRAI blocked premium plans that offer faster data, saying this could lower quality of mobile services. The telecom regulators has blocked Bharti Airtel. It's Bharti Airtel's which plan? Platinum plan. This was the new plan Airtel has introduced few days back. In this plan, the customer who is having a postpaid plan of minimum 499 per month or above, they were going to give them extra better service to them. And Vodafone's new plan was a Red X Premium plan that offer faster data speed and priority services, saying such scheme could lower the quality of mobile services for those who haven't opted for them. So what was the point raised by TRAI? If you are giving only to those customer better service, better speed of internet, then what about the other customer who have not opted for 499 or better plan and who are using your less postpaid plan or less amount postpaid monthly plan? So it will be unfair to them. So that's why TRAI has immediately taken the steps and told them not to continue or not to proceed with this plan. I hope you understood this news. So this was the first news. Okay. Now what is the second news I want to discuss today? The second news is about again a telecom company, actually a Jio platform. You know Jio platform. Jio is a telecom arm of a Reliance Industry. The main company, the holding company of Jio is Reliance Industry. The chairman of Reliance Industry is who? Mukesh Ambani. Okay, so Jio, the second news is about Jio, and Jio platform is Reliance Industries subsidiary company. Okay, so what is the news today about this Jio company and Reliance Industry, and who is the chairman of Reliance Industry? Mukesh Ambani. Qualcomm is again a telecom company, but it is not Indian telecom company. It is a US based telecom company. Qualcomm is a US based telecom company, and they are the leading 5G network provider in USA. So in India, we are still using 4G, but Qualcomm is the leading 5G service provider in USA. So this Qualcomm company is investing rupees 730 crore in Jio platform. Okay, Jio platform belongs to whom? Which is the main company of Jio platform? Reliance Industry. So they are investing in Jio platform, this US company who is already the leader in 5G service provider in telecom in USA. They are investing 730 crore in which company, student? Jio platform. For how much stake Stake means shareholding. Stake means ownership. For how much share कंपनी में, रिलायंस इंडस्ट्री में कितना जियो कंपनी, जो रिलायंस इंडस्ट्री की जो जियो कंपनी है उसके अंदर स्टेक का मतलब होता है स्टूडेंट पार्ट ऑफ द ओनरशिप. सो फॉर हाउ मच पार्ट ऑफ द ओनरशिप? ओनली 0.15, not even 1% ownership in the Jio. So for 0.15%, this Qualcomm company is ready to invest, ready to give how much money? 730 crore in Jio stake, means in ownership of the Jio. How much owner they will become after investing 730 crore? 0.15% owner they will become in Jio platform of Reliance Industry. Okay, let's see the news. This is the 12th investor. So the latest in, who is the latest investor? Qualcomm. So this is the 12th investor in Jio company, in Jio platform. This is the 12th investor who is investing. Latest one is Qualcomm. This is the 12th investor to pick up a stake in Reliance Industry, Telecom and digital business. So Reliance Industry is into oil. Reliance Industry is into oil, but their arm, Telecom and digital business, name is called as Jio. So this is the 12th investor who is investing in Reliance Industries, Telecom and digital business, that is Jio, in less than 2 months. That means in last 2 months itself, this is the 12th company who is investing in Reliance Industries, Telecom and digital business by name Jio. Qualcomm Venture stake buy will take the total investment in Jio platform. So total how many people have invested, how many businesses have invested? 12 investor has invested in Jio platform. So total how much they have invested in last 2 months? 12 investor, 1,18,318 crore, nearly 1.20 crore. That is 1,20,000 means 1,20,000 crore. Money is being invested by 12 investors in last 2 months itself. And how much stake Jio has sold? जियो ने अपना कितना हिस्सा बेचा है? जियो कंपनी ऑफ रिलायंस इंडस्ट्री हैज सोल्ड हाउ मच शेयर ऑफ देयर बिजनेस ऑफ देयर कंपनी? 25%, 25.24. For selling 25.24 share percent of their total shareholding, they have taken amount of how much? 1,20,000 crore they have taken from the investor by just selling 25% of Jio platform. Now, what is the purpose? Why this company, why this Reliance Industry is selling the share, the hissa of Jio company? Why they are selling this? Actually, Mukesh Ambani, the chairman of the Reliance Industry, he has told in the last annual general meeting, in the meeting of the shareholder, that he want to make their company debt free. Okay, so what was the plan of Mukesh Ambani? Mukesh Ambani want to make Reliance Industry, their company, debt free. What is the meaning of debt? Debt का मतलब होता है student उधारी, loan. They don't want any loan from outside in their Reliance Industry. So whatever loan they were having in Reliance Industry, that is the debt they were having, DEBT, debt. D is silent. So whatever loan was there in the Reliance Industry, they want to clear all the loan. That was the target they want to achieve till 31st March 2021. Current month is July and the year is 2020. So the initial plan was by the end of 31st March 2021. 31st March. When is the financial year starts? Financial year start कब होता है students? 1st April and its end on 31st March. तो इस financial year में उन्होंने plan किया था Reliance Industry ने, तो whatever debt they were having in their company, they wanted to make it zero. They wanted to return the money of outside people. सब उधारी they wanted to clear off. Okay, so 31st March 2001 तक they were having a target to clear all the debts. लेकिन अब देखो July month है, we are in the month of July, still many months are there, nearly 8 to 9 months are still there, and they have already achieved that target by selling their. That's why to clear the debts, they are selling the ownership of the Jio company. They are not selling the complete ownership, the complete stake in Jio company. Only 25% they have sold, and still they got how much amount? Nearly 1,20,000 crore they got. I hope you understood this point. Let me show you last part of this news, and then we will start with your actual subject. See, Mukesh Ambani makes Reliance Industry net debt free. That is no loan in now in Reliance Industry. They have cleared all the loans, and to get money on how they have done, how they have achieved this by selling the shares of their Geo company to 25%. Till 25% they have sold. Let me show you the chart, and then we will end this news section. See, the total, see this one, net debt. The debt was last March, that is previous year, that is March 2020. In the last year ending, that is March 2020, they were having this much debt. Company Reliance Industry was having this much debt. Debt means borrowings, loans, udhari. Clear ho gaya aapko? Loans from outside they have taken. So they were having 1,61,000 crore debt they were having. So, acha. So how they have cleared this debt? The initial plan was to clear by March 2021, and for that they have taken two steps. They have taken two steps to get the money and clear this debt. First was right issue उन्होंने निकाला है. Right issue. Student, whatever I am discussing today now and every day in news, that actually the news, business news is commerce. Whatever business news you will see, that is actually commerce. So it will help us to relate our study with the actual happening in the commerce, in the business world around us. Okay, so how they have collected this money? In 58 days, actually, the plan was to collect the money to clear the debt in 365 days. But they have achieved this target in just 58 days. What Mukesh Ambani have done? First of all, Mukesh Ambani have sold 25% of the Geo platform share, and from there he got 1,15,000 crore, and the remaining 53,000 crore he has got by issuing right issue. What is the meaning of right issue? Let me explain this. What is the meaning of right? Every day you are going to get some new information. Every day, along with your book knowledge. Okay. So today I have to complete this, and then we will start your actual book. Right issue means what? Right issue are the shares they issue. Reliance Industry has again sell their shares to the existing shareholder. Suppose students, all of you are my shareholder. I am having a company. Dream Tuition Limited is the name of the company, and you have bought shares of my Dream Tuition Limited. When I next time issue the shares, who should get the first share? Who has a right to receive the new shares? You are having the right to issue the new share. So right issue is nothing but reissuing the share, issuing the new share, and giving the first right to buy to the existing shareholder. तो by Reliance Industry, what Reliance Industry has done, उन्होंने नए शेयर बेचे, लेकिन किसको बेचा? First, to whom they have offered? To their existing shareholder. That is called as right issue. So few shares they have sold, and few stake ownership they have sold from Geo platform. So total they have received 1,68,000 crore when it was needed only 1,61,000. So they have cleared their debts. They have cleared the entire debts of the Reliance Industry company. That's all. I hope you have understood the students. Tell me, have you understood today's news? Have you understood today's news? Sanjana, very good. Oh, very good, very good. All of you raised the hand. Very good, very good. Okay, so this was today's news. Don't worry if you have found it little difficult. You will be used to it now. Afterwards, from in 2-3 days, you will be used to all this information. But you should have all this information. So this was about the first section. Now let's complete the second section and third section. What is the second section? Now we will start your bookkeeping first chapter, and third section, that is we will start with your eco. Let's begin now bookkeeping. Okay, so this is your bookkeeping subject, and this is your first chapter of your bookkeeping. Students, I have already explained you the name of the subject. The name of the subject I had already explained you. That is what the name of the subject, actual name of the subject is bookkeeping and accountancy. So I'd explain you bookkeeping also. I'd explain you what is the meaning of accountancy also. So without further ado, now let's get into your first topic. Okay, how we are going to complete, how we are going to do this subject, handle this subject. Actually, bookkeeping subject, I told you, we have discussed there are 10 chapters in bookkeeping. Only first chapter is student theory. Only first chapter is theory. So first chapter I will not be needing a board. Whiteboard, I'm not going to solve anything on whiteboard because it's a theory. Whenever I will teach theory, I'm going to use this front camera. And when I have to solve sums on the board, I'm going to use my second camera, which is put on the whiteboard. I'm going to solve those sums on the board. Okay, but sums we will be needing from second. It is a practical subject, numerical subject. We have to solve sums. We have to see how to record book, how to record business transaction, how to write business transaction, how to do total and everything, plus, minus, multiplication and division while recording the business transaction. So those we are going to start from second chapter. We are going to need board. हमें board की जरूरत पड़ेगी student. I will be solving sums on the board, but from second chapter, not in the first chapter. So theory, whatever theory, economics, SP, OC and all this, I am going to use this front camera. Okay, the first chapter is only theory. First chapter is only theory. Remember, student, first and second chapter are the most important chapter. First and second chapter is the most important. Let me show you the index again. Let me show you the index again. Index. Let me show you. Then we will start the. We'll get into the first chapter text. Okay, so how many chapters are there total? 10 chapters are there. In 10 chapter, first 2 chapters are very, very important. If you understood first 2 chapters, if you enjoy learning the first 2 chapters, entire commerce depends, entire accounts depend on first 2 chapters. Everything. No matter what you pursue your education, CA, CMA, whatever, CWA, CSA, whatever you do in future, you can enjoy only if your first 2 chapters are strong. So, सब कुछ depend करता है accounts में, commerce में, everything depends on first 2 chapter. उसमें पहला chapter theory है, and second chapter is I have to solve this on the board. तो फर्स्ट 2 चैप्टर में इस एवरीथिंग इज देयर इन फर्स्ट 2 चैप्टर इटसेल्फ. जो भी है कॉमर्स में अकाउंट्स से रिलेटेड. Okay, and account itself is a big field. Account itself is a big field. Financial accounting, cost accounting, management accounting. तो accounts भी future में divide होता है in multiple subjects. There are branches in account. It starts with bookkeeping, then accountancy, then financial accounting, then management accounting, then cost accounting. So minimum there are 5 to 6 branches in account. And if you want to enjoy all the branch of account, you want to become master of all the branches of account, then everything depends on first 2 chapter. Okay, so let's begin. The first chapter is theory. Now let's start your first chapter. I hope I have told you the importance of this first 2 chapters so that you don't compromise while studying the first 2, covering the first 2 chapter. So the name of the first chapter is, student, Introduction to Bookkeeping and Accountancy. Already I have explained the meaning of bookkeeping and accountancy, but in this chapter we will see in detail. In detail we will see how you are going to write. Student, you have to prepare 200 pages full size accounts register. Full size, A4 size, 200 pages account register you have to make for this subject. Theory, I will mark each and everything, and you have to daily write down in your accounts register. First chapter is theory. So today itself, whatever I am going to take, I will mark few things, and that you have to write in your accounts register. From second chapter, I'm going to solve on the board, and then you have to copy that and you have to write in your accounts register. First, while I'm taking lecture, you don't have to write in the first chapter anything. Theory, while I'm taking theory, you don't have to write at the same time. When I complete my lecture, after the lecture, I will show you what to write. I will tell you what to write. And after the lecture, during the rest of the day, you can write in your register. So the name of the chapter is Introduction to Bookkeeping and Accountancy. And what are the content of this first chapter? What are we are going to cover? Meaning of bookkeeping, of course, meaning of bookkeeping, and meaning of accountancy, meaning, definition, and objective. So this is the first question. This is the first question: meaning, definition, and objective. Objective is why we are doing this. What is the purpose of bookkeeping? Why we are learning this? Why whatever we are doing in bookkeeping? What is the objective? What is the purpose of writing those things? So we are going to see those things. So what is the content? Meaning, definition, and objective. First we have to cover in this chapter. Then importance of bookkeeping. What is the importance of bookkeeping? Why we write bookkeeping, and where it is helpful for us? What is the benefit of maintaining the bookkeeping? This is second answer. Then differentiate between bookkeeping and accountancy. Of course, the name are different, meaning are different. So what is the difference? What are the other difference point other than the name? We will see in bookkeeping and account. This is the third answer. This is the third answer. Difference between bookkeeping and accountancy. And then we will start with meaning and definition. Here we were discussing meaning and definition and objective of bookkeeping. And then in the second part of the chapter, we will see meaning, definition of accountancy. Then basis of accounting system. The way we write accounting, there are bases. There are three types of basis we follow. Three types of bases are available while recording the business accounting system. While maintaining the accounting system, there are three bases. Three bases are there. On the basis of three way we do. So what are those three way? One of the way we have to follow. So first we will see what are the bases, what are the different, on what base we do accounting. Let me tell you the name also. Now it's because I am repeating basis, but you don't know what is the basis. That's why cash basis is there, accrual basis is there, hybrid basis is there. So now what is the meaning of cash basis of accounting system? What is the meaning of accrual basis of accounting system? What is the meaning of hybrid basis of accounting system? That we are going to see later in this chapter. Then qualitative characteristic of accounting information. No doubt accounting is a numerical data. No doubt accounting is a numerical data, but it has a quality characteristic. Quality characteristic means the data should be quality. The data should be quality data. It should be useful to data. कुछ भी हम नहीं लिख सकते. It should be useful to the user who are using those data. The related party should have some benefit from that data. So what are those qualitative feature of the accounting system? What is the quality benefit of the accounting system that we are going to see in this part of the chapter 1.6. In 1.7, basic accounting terminology. There are lots of terms we are going to use, like datas, like one of the term we have used recent in the news. While discussing the news, we have used one of the term date. What is the meaning of date? I told you borrowings, loans from outside. So that such types of terms, assets, liabilities. Okay, all these terms. What are data? What are creditor? The terms which we use while recording bookkeeping, while maintaining books of accounts. Those terms you will see in the 1.7 part of this chapter. That is basic accounting terminology. In 1.8, accounting concepts. Concept means idea. While maintaining the books of accounting, few ideas we have to follow. कुछ तो idea होता है जिसको हमें सोच के करना होता है. Few idea we use. So what are those ideas? Concept means ideas, plan. Conventions are traditions. Convention, the meaning of conventions are tradition, customs. From years we are following. जैसा इस तरह से किया जाता है. From years we are doing. What are those conventions we follow? What are those customs we follow? While maintaining the bookkeeping, पहले से जो करते आ रहे हैं, that is tradition and customs. So what are the ideas? What are the customs, conventions, and rules? Principles means rules we follow while maintaining the books of accounting. Few rules we have to follow. So what are those rules? तो 1.8 section में हम देखेंगे आइडिया क्या होता है, क्या दिमाग में रख के आप अकाउंटिंग करते हो, बुक कीपिंग करते हो. Concept, that is concept. Conventions means usually what is done, what is been done from many years. That is traditionally, custom, convention उसको कहते हैं. Principles are the rules which we have to follow or we have to keep in mind while maintaining the books of accounts. Last part of this chapter is 1.9, accounting standard. देखो student, there should be standard. Each and every firm is going to maintain books of accounts. छोटा हो, बड़ा business हो, each and every size of business and each and every business at different places, they do maintain books of accounts. Okay? From all over the India. First, let's see the example of India. So in India, everyone does accounting. Each and every organization, each and every business does maintain books of accounting. But there should be, but student, Sparsh, you are coming very late. Just a second. Sparsh, you are coming very late. Okay, no problem, Sparsh. But you have to watch the first part of the lecture later on. Recorded part of the lecture, you have to watch later on, Sparsh. Okay? Let's continue. Let's continue, students. You are very late, Sparsh. You have to watch the recording part. Now, let's continue. So 1.9, in 1.9, what we are going to see in this chapter, accounting standard. I told you, everyone does accounting. Everyone maintains books of accounting. Each and every business organization in India, no matter from which state, part of the country they all maintain books of accounting. But there should be some uniform method. There should be some standard way of doing accounting. Otherwise, Delhi में कोई account कर रहा है, अपने तरह से कर रहा है. Maharashtra में in Solapur we are doing in a different way. Pune में they are doing a different way. अगर ऐसा सब अलग-अलग करने लगा, तो we will not be able to benefit from the accounting. ठीक है ना? Whatever the benefit, whatever the purpose of bookkeeping, वो चला जाएगा. Clear? What are the purpose we are going to see in this part of the chapter, that is importance of bookkeeping. You will come to know why we do bookkeeping. There are many reasons. So whatever the benefits of maintaining bookkeeping, it will be lost. अगर सब लोग अलग-अलग तरीके से करने लग जाएंगे, then it will be immaterial. It will be waste of maintaining books. तो student, that's why there should be standard. Like mobile, हर चीज का एक standard होता है. Everyone follows, each industry follows a same standard, so that everyone does in a particular same uniform way. उसी से फिर हम compare कर सकते हैं, उसी से हम जान सकते हैं how we are performing, how others are performing, what are the things we have to do. तो एक standard हर एक को follow करना होता है. In every industry, in the same way, in accounting also, everyone has to follow the same standard set by the government. Who said this? कौन बनाते हैं ये? We will see in that part. But accounting standards are there. Few accounting standards are there, and every accountant, while maintaining the books, every account department have to follow those preset accounting standards of the government. They have to use that. They have to follow those standards while maintaining books of account. So which are those standards? कौन-कौन से standards हैं? That we will see in this first chapter itself. Okay, and finally in 1.9, finally in the last part of the chapter, in the last section 1.9 में accounting standard तो समझ गए. IFRS. What is IFRS? This is international standard. These are international standard. Clear? International Financial Reporting System. The full form is International Financial Reporting System. Okay, so these are the international accounting standards. If you want to compare our reports with international companies, so we have to follow that IFRS standard. In India, accounting standard, and if you want to compare our accounting data with international companies, or international company want to read our data, then we have to prepare our accounting according to, by following what? IFRS. So these are the content, this is the syllabus which we have to cover in the first chapter. First chapter is all about theory. Second chapter, we are going to start all the numerical part, the solving part, which I am going to solve on the board. But first chapter is about theory. So let's start now your first chapter. I hope you have understood what are the things we are going to cover in the first chapter. The first part which you missed is very important. Do watch the recording lecture afterward again. Okay, now let's start with your introduction. Now this chapter is starting with the introduction. Bookkeeping का introduction है. Let's see. देखो student, there are a lot of things, but everything you don't have to write in your accounts register. First of all, today you are going to write the name of the first topic on your first page of your accounts register. And then whatever I am telling you after the lecture, I will mark few things. Only that part you have to write in your accounts register. Let's see first in their words. Introduction. Bookkeeping is related with recording of business transaction. Of course, bookkeeping, इसका relation क्या है? It is related with recording. Recording means writing down the business transaction. This term means it is related with recording of business transaction. Business, enterprise means organization, businesses, business, enterprise, and other organization who are non-business. Yes, there are. You cannot call hospital as a business. You cannot call schools and colleges as a business. So, and other organization. That's why they are using and other organization. If I am running a hospital, is it moral to say, is it proper to say I am doing a business of hospital? No, it's not a moral to use the word business for a noble profession like hospital, teaching. Clear? So, either it can be, but Reliance Industry, I can say they are doing business. Jio, they are doing business. Tata, they are doing business because they are manufacturing, they are selling the goods. the right term is business, but not in a noble profession like hospitals and all this. You cannot call the same organization or enterprise as a business. That's why they are using business enterprise or and other organization deals in activities. बहुत सभी लोग एक्टिविटीज में डील करते हैं which involve जिसमें क्या होता है there is exchange of money and money's worth. ओके स्टूडेंट, या तो पैसों का एक्सचेंज होता है और मनीज वर्थ. मनीज वर्थ का मतलब स्टूडेंट नॉट नेसेसरी वी आर यूजिंग मनी. सपोज like a barter transaction, I might sell a goods but I might not purchase any, I might not take any money from that party. मैंने अपने बिजनेस का कुछ गुड्स बेचा and मैंने उससे पैसे नहीं लिया. I didn't took money. Instead of that, what I have told, give me your the other products. So I had exchanged the product with the other product instead of actual money. So activities can be involve exchange of money or money's worth. All these activities, चाहे वो money का हो, actual money का हो, या money's worth का कोई transaction हो, all these activities are recorded. चाहे business कर रहा हो students or other organization कर रहा हो. All those activities which involve either money or money's worth, these activities are recorded for the purpose of, why we record in the books, for the purpose of taking important decision. हम लिखोगे, when we will write, then only we will be able to take proper future decision. Our future decision depend on what we have already done. So we, to know what we have already done, we have to record first those transactions. Important decision as to whether the activities are so to understand whatever we are doing in our business or enterprise are feasible or not. Feasible means whether it is suitable for us or not, profitable है या नहीं हमारे लिए, and are to be continued or not. Suppose I am doing business from last 1 month. I will record those transactions in the business. I will prepare a report of 1 month and I will see whether I am doing the right way or not, whether it is feasible for me to continue or not. अच्छा, 1 महीना नहीं, 3 months I will do. So 3 months I have to record those transactions. Okay, 6 months I will wait for 6 months. Okay, I will, but I have to record whatever I am doing for 6 months. Then I will prepare the report, and on the basis of report, I will see whether it is feasible for me, whether it is profitable for me to continue this business or not, or I will do for 1 year. You decide after 1 year, but for 1 year you have to record. Then only you will come to know what is happening in your business after preparing the report. But to prepare report, you have to record those transactions first. And let's continue. Information about the business and other organization is required not only by the proprietor. अच्छा, हम bookkeeping कर क्यों रहे हैं? Why we are recording transaction? Not only for the owner. अब मैं business है, मेरा business है. Proprietor means the person who is running the business. Proprietor means the person who is running the business. So whatever business transaction you are recording, it is not only useful for that person. वो proprietor के लिए काफी नहीं, और भी लोग are interested, all the parties are interested in your records, in your information. एंड मैनेजर, तो सिर्फ ये नहीं कि प्रोप्राइटर को और मैनेजर को ही इंटरेस्ट है उस इंफॉर्मेशन से ऑफ द बिजनेस एंड अदर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, बट ऑल्सो टू there are other parties, there are other stakeholders, means one who are interested in your business. Other stakeholders are such as government is also interested in knowing your report, है ना? मैंने बताया था ना स्टूडेंट, गवर्नमेंट वांट टू नो व्हाट यू आर डूइंग. Why government want to know? Let me ask the question. Who want to answer this? अच्छा, ठीक है. Why we do bookkeeping? What we do in bookkeeping? We record the business monetary transaction in the books of account. What is the purpose? Who is the first person interested in knowing the information about the business? B. As a proprietor, we want to know what is happening in our business. हमें तो पता होना चाहिए. अच्छा, ठीक है. Managers who are looking after the business, उसको तो पहले मालूम होना चाहिए, and proprietor को बाद में मालूम होना चाहिए. तो manager is interested. If you are having a manager in your business, manager is interested to know about the business. That's why he tells the account, keep recording all the activities so that later on I will see क्या हो रहा है business में. तो manager is interested in your in the activity, knowing the report. And to know the report, we have to record first. अच्छा, proprietor is also interested. लेकिन उन्होंने क्या पैराग्राफ में क्या बताया? Even other stakeholders are interested. Other stakeholders are interested to know about your business. उन्होंने पहले एग्जांपल क्या दिया? स्टूडेंट, व्हाट एग्जांपल दिया? Even government is interested to know about your business. अच्छा, बता सकते हैं how government is interested? Why government is interested? Who want to answer? चलो जल्दी. Be an active student. Why government is interested to know about your business? What is the interest of government? Who want to answer? Any student? कोई जान अरे आपके बिजनेस का रिकॉर्ड why government is interested in that, why government want to see? Okay, Sanjana has raised the hand. Let me unmute his mic, her mic, sorry. Okay, Sanjana
they
बताइए.
they can earn little money from that transaction. They can earn
How, Sanjana, how?
uh like how
No, it's
like
okay, Sanjana, it's okay. It's your first day. Like I want you to try, you all to try. I think someone has written in the chat box also. Let me see the chat box also. Okay, Sparsh ने बताया. Sanjana, the whatever you wanted to say ना, Sparsh ने उसको word में बता दिया. Taxes. Is it right, Sanjana?
yeah
Yes,
right
that is what.
yeah.
Okay. So what government want from you? Tax. What government want from you? Tax. Sparsh. Do you know how many taxes are there? Do you know, Sparsh, since you mentioned tax, how many taxes are there? You know, types of taxes, Sparsh? Let me unmute this Sparsh so that I can speak with him. It should be interactive. Yeah? It should be interactive. We have started on time. We are having lots of time. Let's discuss commerce in a different way. Commerce is not that I'm going to solve everything on board. You're just going to copy from the board. It's not going to work in commerce. We have to discuss things. Okay. So Sparsh, I'm unmuting your mic. I want to speak with you, Sparsh. Okay,
Hello, sir.
Sparsh. Sparsh. Okay, Sparsh. Do you know how many types of taxes are there?
No, sir, I don't have any idea about
Oh,
how
it's
many type
okay.
of taxes.
Okay, Sparsh. It's okay. It's okay. But your answer is correct. Why government? Keep your mic unmute. Keep your mic unmute. We will discuss.
Okay, sir.
Sparsh is telling correct that why government is interested in knowing our information, our report, and our status of our business, because they want tax. But they want tax. Which type of taxes? You know, there are two types of taxes. There are two types of taxes, student. One is direct tax and the other is indirect tax. So how many taxes are there? Direct and indirect. Direct and indirect. Okay. Have you heard about GST? Goods and service tax. Okay. Goods and service tax. Okay. इसका मतलब ये नहीं. Okay, Sparsh, I will mute your mic. Just a second. Just a second. Smush. Okay. Student, it's not that only once in a year government is taking taxes from us. Don't be in this impression. Okay, government takes tax only once in a year. After the year gets in, when we prepare the report, no. That is a direct tax. Once in a year, government takes direct tax. But every day, government takes indirect tax. Every day. Whenever we sell now, we have to take little extra money from customer as a sales tax, as a GST, or we give service to the customer. Whether we give service to the customer or whether we sell something to the customer, we have to take little more. Suppose, let me tell you, this is a marker. This is a marker. The price of this marker is suppose 30 rupees. Suppose 30 rupees. In this 30 rupees, government has a share. And if I am a stationary person, I am running a stationery shop, I am going to sell to my customer this marker for 30 rupees. You know, when the customer is paying 30 rupees, I am collecting some amount on behalf of government as a seller. Example, मैंने ये ऐश्वर्या को सेल किया. I had sell this to ऐश्वर्या. ऐश्वर्या is given me 30 rupees. तो हो सकता है 25 rupees मेरे हैं, but 5 rupees I have to give to the government. I am collecting on behalf of government indirectly. So indirectly, Aishwarya is paying tax to whom? Government. Indirectly, who is paying the tax? Aishwarya. But who is the mediator between? I am. So in this way, government collects indirect taxes. Whatever goods you buy from the market or you take service from the market, some part you are paying as a tax, indirect tax to the government. The person who is giving you goods, the person who is giving you service takes little extra money as a tax, and that money that person has to give to the government. This is the example of indirect tax. Okay. लेकिन बात क्या आ रही है? बात ये आ रही है students. So government want to know how much I have sold today or in a month, because on the basis of that the government is going to take tax from me. अच्छा, ऐश्वर्या को मैंने marker sale किया, but in a month how many markers I have sold and how many money I have collected from customer which actually belong to the government. I have to submit that money to the government. It was not my money. ठीक है ना? तो for that government is interested in to know your reports, to know your accounts. Got it? Got it? I hope all of you have understood. चलो let's continue students. Let's continue. So so important बात क्या बात कर रहे थे? What we were discussing student. So the why we maintain books, why we maintain books, why we do bookkeeping, because we want to prepare a report. Why we want to prepare a report? Because first, as a manager, as a owner of the business, as a proprietor of the business, first we want to know what is happening in our business. Should we continue or not this business? Whether this business is profitable or not. This is the first thing for which we want to prepare a report. And for preparing report, we must have to first write the books of accounts. Got it? Acha. But along with us, other people are also interested in knowing about our report. So first example which they have given, government want to know your reports. Okay. Second, who is that? Investor. So who is the second party who is interested in your report? Investors are also interested in your report. Okay, investors are all interested. Okay, why investor? Today only I have shared a news. Today only I have discussed a news. Qualcomm from USA, they have invested in Jio. In Jio. So why they have invested? Just because they are having a good relation with Mukesh Ambani? No, that is not the reason. A professional investor invests on the basis of looking on the basis of what is happening in Jio. They have checked the report of the Jio. They have understood the potential of the Jio company in India, and on the basis of that, they were optimistic about that company. That's why that company has invested in just 2 months. Today only we have discussed in just 2 months. In just 2 months. Okay. In just 2 months, how many people have invested in Jio? Let me ask Siddhant. Okay. Let me ask. I want to ask Soumya. Soumya का भी तो मैंने कुछ सुना नहीं हूँ. तो let me ask Soumya. Soumya, मैंने आपको I have unmute your mic. Soumya.
Yes, sir.
Soumya, how many people, how many companies, how many investors has invested in Reliance Industry in last 2 months? कोई बात, it's okay. 12. Please mute your mic.
Yes.
Okay, Soumya. Good. So how many investors has invested in just 2 months, in 58 days? 12 investors has invested in Reliance Industry Jio platform, and they have invested 1,60,000, nearly 1,60,000 crore they have invested. Why they have invested? On what basis they have invested? By looking what they have invested, by looking at the report of the Jio company, by looking at the data of the report company, of the Jio company. On that basis, they were optimistic. अरे बहुत अच्छी चल रही है, इतने customer base है, and that's why they have invested. अगर Jio company ने record ही नहीं रखा होता तो, if Reliance Industry have not kept the books of accounts, and then how they will decide whether to invest or not? ठीक है ना? तो investor are also invested. Even in share market, people buy shares of the company. है ना? Share market में people, investor buys shares of the company. On what basis they buy? कैसे डिसाइड करेंगे? सपोज मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ, चलो डिसाइड करो, एक टास्क देता हूँ. टुडे आई एम गोइंग टू गिव यू अ टास्क. टेल मी टुमारो इन विच कंपनी यू वांट टू. सपोज यू आर हैविंग 10,000 rupees. You are having 10,000 rupees. So I am giving you today task. Decide in which company you want to invest this 10,000 in shares price. Which company share you want to buy? Tell me tomorrow. तो आप कैसे बताओगे मुझे? How you are going to tell me कि मैं इसमें इन्वेस्ट करना चाहती हूँ, इसमें करना चाहता हूँ? On what basis? By looking at that company's report. By looking at few years report. 2-3 साल से कंपनी कैसे चल रही है? On the basis of that, by studying that report, that it will be a safe investment. Okay, so investor has to check the reports, and on the basis of that, the investor invests in the business. So will you show the report to the investor? Of course, we will happily show to the investor because we need money. We want to. Even Mukesh Ambani was needing money. That's why he attracted 12 investors in the Jio company. Even that person was needing money to clear the debts. Everyone needs money in business. Okay, so we have. If you don't show them a report, then no one is going to invest in your business. So other than manager, other than proprietor, who are the other parties interested in your reports? How we can prepare report? When we can prepare report? Only when we are maintaining books of accounts. That's all. Okay. Now let's continue. Let's see who are the others who are interested in our reports. Okay, so in government is interested for tax collection, for revenue. Government gets revenue from our businesses. Investor is interested because the investor want to invest, and we also want investor to invest in our business. Customers also need to know your report. customers. Actually, better word here should be suppliers. Okay, customer also need, but not in small businesses. Customer भी हम हमारा report जानना चाहते हैं, but not in small business, in big businesses. And supplier. Suppliers is the main people who want to. I will explain all this at a time. So customers, just remember. I had explained you government is interested to know our reports, investor is interested to know a report, and to make a report, to show these people, to show this party, we have to first maintain books of accounts. Customer also are interested to know our reports, not in small business, in big business. How I'm going to explain that. Let's complete this first two more. Employees also are interested to know. Researchers are also interested to know. Now I will explain. So who are the last three? Customers are also interested to know our business report. Suppliers are also interested to know our business report. Employees are also interested to know their company's report, as well as researchers are also interested to know our business report. Let me explain each one by one. First, customers. I told you this is not a regular thing. This is not a regular thing. But in big business, even customers are also interested to know your business report. This is the last part I'm explaining of today's lecture in bookkeeping. Let me explain it. Like I have given one example. I had sold this marker to whom? Aishwarya. So Aishwarya is my customer. Are you getting my point? I am selling. I just given the example. I have sold this to whom? Aishwarya. This marker I have sold to Aishwarya. Aishwarya is going to ask me, sir, first show me your report. ऐसा होने वाला है क्या? Aishwarya, where is Aishwarya? Aishwarya, you are my customer. You are buying this from me. Okay, you are buying this marker from me. Are you going to ask me my report while buying this marker? No. So I told you. That's why I told you. In small business, it is not required, but in big businesses, in big size of businesses, there they ask customer asks. Let me give an example. You know one of the company in Solapur, Kirloskar. Okay. You know Kirloskar company in Solapur. They are having one plant over here. So Kirloskar company, suppose, is a customer of mine. वो मेरे customer है, ठीक है? वो मेरे customer है. They buy from me something. तो I am a seller. मैं उनको कुछ माल सप्लाई करता हूँ. I supply them some goods. तो Kirloskar is my customer. Will Kirloskar ask me, show me your report first, and then we will buy from you? Yes. Because orders are big. In big company, the orders are big. If I promise them, okay, I will supply you the goods for the rest of the year. So they want to know, okay, before making a contract, they want to see whether I will be able to supply them for the 1 year or not. समझ में आ गया? तो customer want to know before making a business contract whether I am capable of giving them full year goods. Is it possible for me? Unnecessary, they will not make a contract with me. Even customer in this example, even customer want to know the financial position of my business, my capacity. They want to know whether I will be able to supply the goods they need for the entire year, or else what I will do. मैं बीच में अगर मैं रोक दिया तो as a supplier, अगर मैं बीच में next month if I am not able to supply them, तो उनका business hamper हो जाएगा मेरे वजह से. Clear हो गया आपका? So this is the example. In big business, अच्छा, जहां तक मैंने पहले example दिया था of Aishwarya, she is not going to ask me while buying this. But big company, in big contracts, they ask even the supplier, customer asks the supplier, first show me your status of the business, show me your report, how much you are earning, how much transaction you are doing, so that then we will give you 1 year contract or 2 year contract, so that we will be very relaxed that you are going to supply for the whole year. Is it okay? Otherwise, their business is going to affect just because I am not able to supply them the goods. I hope समझ गया. Clear हो गया आपको? So even customers are interested to know in big business, to know the financial position of my business, and which is possible in the report, and which is possible if I maintain books of account. What are the remaining parties who are interested? Suppliers. They didn't mention supplier. Supplier भी होना चाहिए textbook में. So while you are writing, write even suppliers also. So suppliers are also interested. Okay. Example. अब let's see Sparsh. Let's take an example of Sparsh. मैं supplier हूँ. I am a supplier to Sparsh. Sparsh is doing a business and I supply goods to Sparsh. in business, normally business transactions are done on credit. उधार में, credit में दिया जाता है. So obviously I am also going to give on credit goods to Sparsh. तो मैं Sparsh को credit में देना ही पड़ेगा. It is a part of business. But should I give goods to on credit to Sparsh? मैं उधार में Sparsh को credit में goods दूं या नहीं दूं? I have to take that decision. I have to take the decision. कितना credit में दूं? How much credit goods I have on credit should I supply to the Sparsh? I have to decide that also. How I am going to take a decision कि मैं Sparsh को कितना उधार goods दूं, कितना goods दूं? Obviously by looking at the report of the Sparsh, Sparsh का status क्या है, Sparsh का credit क्या है, Sparsh का business में कितना transaction होता है, how much he is earning. On the basis of that, how much the business of Sparsh is earning, how much turnover he is having. उसके basis पे I will decide how much credit should I give the goods to the Sparsh. Got it? So who are the parties who are interested in our reports? First, proprietor, managers, and then government, investor, customer, suppliers, and more. Last two, employees. Obviously, as an employee, we check our company's report so that we don't otherwise, जैसे कि हम फंस ना जाए, तो we see how much they are paying the salary. Employees does look at the business report, how much earning they are getting from the company, how much increment they are getting every year, whether they are getting fair increment or not, whether they are getting fair salary from the company or not, whether the company, if the company is not declaring bonus in Diwali. So you should know now whether the company is earning or not properly, so that you can raise the question. So every person want to know where the place where the person is working, whether the company is earning properly or not. So ये सब कैसे decide होगा? By report देख के. So even employees are interested to see the reports of the business. And finally who? Researcher. Research करते जो है, government researcher जो होते हैं, they publish data, government publish data, they do research of economy, what is happening in the economy. So we have to provide data. They look at the data. Just an example, yesterday on Saturday, government has announced one economic data. On Saturday, government has announced one economic data, IIP, India's industrial production. So this was the data, IIP data, government has announced on Saturday. And what is the data about? It is the data about what was the production in our country, in the month of June. So they told, as compared to May, there was decrease in the production in the June. In India, there was a decrease in industrial production in the month of June. It was given by whom? It was given by the government. Okay, मैं repeat कर रहा हूँ. There was a news on Saturday. Which I discussed in 12th batch, but since you are new, I didn't discuss in your class. So there was one data, government data. Government has announced economic data on Saturday. The name of the data was IIP data. What is the full form of IIP data? India's industrial production. Every month they publish this data. How much production was carried out, कितना माल बनाया गया है, how much goods were produced in our country in that month, and they compare with the previous month. जैसे जून में डेटा उन्होंने जुलाई में बताया कि there was a decrease in nearly 50% in the output, production 50% गिर गया in India in June as compared to May. So तो ये डेटा from where does the government came to know? Researcher ने from all the data जो maintain किया है companies ने, वो data उन्होंने collect किया and they have calculated this and informed to all of us so that we come to know कि हमारे इंडिया में production बढ़ रहा है या कम हो रहा है. Then the government takes initiative to correct those things. तो ये सब जो है possible कब है? When we are maintaining transaction, we are recording activities. Each business is recording activity in their books. Then all these things are possible. So this was your first part. This was your first part of bookkeeping. Now today what we have discussed, only first thing. Today I have discussed what are the things which we are going to cover in the first chapter. First I had explained this, and then we have taken the discuss the introduction part. At present you don't have to write anything. Your answer is going to start. Your first answer of bookkeeping is going to start from here. That is meaning and definition. This will be your first answer of first chapter in bookkeeping, but that you are going to see tomorrow. So this was your first lecture of bookkeeping. Only what we have completed today, introduction of bookkeeping. What we have understood, each and every business record business transaction, monetary transaction. In every business have to record those business monetary transaction. Reason is that so that we are able to prepare report, and reports are many parties are interested in report that we have discussed in today's lecture. I hope you have understood the account part of today's lecture. All of you, have you understood? Please, can you show me your virtual thumb? Have you understood today's part? Good, good, good. Soumya, Yashika, I hope all of you have understood. Good. Now let's take a small part of economics also. Let's start economics also. So now we will discuss economics. Let's start your first chapter of economics also. Okay. Accounts. So you don't buy accounts textbook. Don't buy accounts textbook. It is better if you buy the other three textbook, that is economic, SP and OC. That will be better. Now let's start the economics first chapter. Basic concept in economics. This is your first chapter. Let's complete a small part today. Let's start with the first small part. Introduction. So in this first chapter, we are going to see basic terminology which are used in economics. Let's start. Introduction. Whatever I will tell you to write, only that part you should write in your register. You have to make 200 pages even economics register, but don't write everything. Only write that part, whatever I will tell you at the end of the lecture. Accounts, today there was nothing to write. Tomorrow you will start writing in account register, but let's see about economics first. Let's cover today's part of the economics. Introduction. Today's world is marked by scientific invention and discovery. Today's world, every day there is a new discovery, new invention, and there is a growth in economic growth, in economic development of any country of the world. Because of what? Because of their new and new scientific inventions are happening every day. New discoveries are taking place. Scientific invention and scientific discoveries are taking place every day. Because of that, we are able to improve. The world is getting better and better because of new invention and new discovery. Scientific, since the scientific is so important, because in today's world, scientific is more important. This remarkable scientific progress enables, that's why it forces us, it enables us to probe into, to go into detail into the question, what is the science? Since science, even economics is a science, science has a very important role in today's world. That's why we have to probe, we have to go into detail in the word, in the term, what is a science? Science is a systematic body of knowledge. Science, किसी भी subject को, किसी भी topic को, you can call that this is a science. When you will call this topic is a science, this subject is a science, when there is a systematic body, means collection of knowledge on that topic, on that subject, a systematic collection of knowledge. If we are having that on that subject, then that subject is called as science subject. There are two main types of science. Natural science, you can call it as pure science also. Natural science and social science. Let's see what is the meaning of natural science and what is the meaning of social science. Natural science is one whose laws, since science, in science there are laws. No matter it is a natural science or social science, चाहे वो natural science होने दो, चाहे social science होने दो. Laws are what? Laws are rules. Laws are principle. This is Newton's law. Clear हो गया आपको? Every Newton's law, yeah, any law. Law means observation. Law means if you will do these things, it will happen this. Okay, so those laws are universal accepted rules, universal accepted principle, observation. Those are called as law. So natural science is one whose laws are universally acceptable. जहाँ तक natural science के law, जैसे H2O, that is what water. So US में भी H2O का मतलब water ही है, इंडिया में भी H2O का मतलब water ही है. ठीक, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. US में भी वैसा ही है, इंडिया में भी वैसा ही है. तो natural science is those science whose laws are, हर जगह क्या हुआ है, हर जगह क्या किया जाता है, एक्सेप्ट किया जाता है, and their validity, and you can check the validity. It works everywhere. Validity means whether it is valid over there, whether it is working over there or not, in other places or not. It's, and their validity can be tested. आप लेबोरेटरी में भी चेक कर सकते हैं under control condition. Natural science are also called as, the other name of natural science are exact science, because of their empirical मतलब होता है you can validate that you can validate, you can check that, you can verify that. Empirical approach means you can verify that, you can check that under observation, with experience, you can verify those things. That is called as empirical approach to the study. Example of natural science are what? Mathematics, physics, and chemistry. These laws of mathematics, physics, chemistry, they are universally accepted and it works everywhere, and you can verify those things. That is empirical approach. You can verify those things in by observing, by doing experiment. So that is natural science. What we are studying all these things. ये क्या पढ़ रहे हैं हम? ये सब क्या पढ़ रहे हैं? Actually, they just want to say one thing from all these things, and that is economics is a science. That's all. They just want to come on that line. Economics is also a science, but it is not a natural science. It is a social science. इसमें बस उतना ही वो start करना चाहते. They wanted to start that. Okay, now let's see social science. Social science का मतलब होता है student, it deals with natural science का example क्या है? Physics, mathematics, chemistry. These are natural science. The laws of natural science are accepted everywhere. They can be verified everywhere, and it works in the same manner in no matter in which part of the world you are checking or verifying those laws. But social science is different. Social science is different. These are not pure natural science. This deals with people. Social science means it deals with studies, humans, society, and each human generally, each and every human differ from other. Social science, and they are not fixed. They keeps on changing. The behavior of society keeps on changing. Social science is called abstract, rough, or behavioral science. So social science जो है, it's not fixed. They are abstract. They are just raw. और behavioral science है. Social science is a behavioral science. Why? Because social science में हम किसको study करते हैं? We study humans. We study human. So social science is a behavioral science, and human. We study the behavior because it is related to the study of some or other aspect of human behavior. कुछ ना कुछ हम ह्यूमन बिहेवियर की स्टडी ही करते हैं. तो सोशल साइंस जो है, दे आर नॉट फिक्स्ड, दे आर एब्स्ट्रैक्ट, एंड बिकॉज इन दिस वी स्टडी अ डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट ऑफ ह्यूमन behavior. Example of social science: psychology. Psychology is related to mental aspect of human behavior. ठीक है? So human behavior. Sociology is related. This is other subject. Social science के subject कौन सा? Psychology. Sociology is related to the study of social aspect of a man, how the man behaves with other people of the society. Human behavior can neither be empirical. We cannot prove this. We cannot verify this. We cannot validate this in experiment by doing the experiment. That's why it is neither an empirical, टेस्टेड नहीं कर सकते उनको, नॉर कैन बी स्टडीड इन, ना इनको लेबोरेटरी में इनके बिहेवियर को हम स्टडी कर सकते हैं. हेंस द लॉ ऑफ सोशल साइंस. देखो लॉ ऑफ नेचुरल साइंस क्या थे स्टूडेंट? वेर यूनिवर्सली एक्सेप्टेड एंड कैन बी वैलिडेटेड. लेकिन जहां तक लॉ ऑफ सोशल साइंस है, hence the law of social science, in social science also there are laws. यहाँ भी law है. हम economics में भी law पढ़ने वाले. There are many laws in economics. Laws are nothing but those are principle, those are rules which are accepted. Hence the law of social science, लेकिन यहाँ थोड़ा अलग है, are not universal, but you cannot say that it works everywhere in the same way. But they are only statement of, they are not universal. But these laws of social science are general human tendency. General human tendency. Let me give an example. First of all, इतना पैराग्राफ में, फर्स्ट पार्ट में, what we have understood. अभी तक उन्होंने they didn't come to the economics. We have not started the economics. अभी तक बात क्या चल रहा है? Science has importance in today's world. In today's modern world, science has an importance. There are two types of science: natural science, social science. Natural science, it's about mathematics, physics, chemistry. These are the subjects of natural science. The laws of these subjects are universally accepted. It works everywhere in a same way. ये पहला पार्ट था. सोशल साइंस पे आ गए. सोशल साइंस जो है, it deals with different aspect of human behavior. They have given an example of social science: psychology, sociology. Psychology mental approach है human का, and sociology how a human behaves with other human in the society. That is sociology. Social science also has laws like natural science, but these laws are just a general human tendency. हम ये law हर जगह जरूरी नहीं, it is same, it works same, it just says a general human tendency, normally how does human behave, that social science में सिर्फ उसी की बात होती है. Now come to this. अच्छा, let me give an example. Student, let me give an example. Let me ask you. Student, let me ask you. Let me give an example. First of all, economics is not a natural science. Economics is not a natural science. They want to come to this point actually. Economics is not a natural science. It's a social science because it deals with the human behavior. But this time, not mental, not sociology, but they want we study economic behavior. How does human behave economically while doing the economic activity in the market? Economic activity करते समय human कैसे behave करते, that we study in economics. That's why, since we are dealing with human behavior, that's why it is social science. Let me give an example of one of the law of economics. One of the law. In economics, there are many laws. Since it is a science, so it has a laws. Let me give an example. Law of demand. One of the law is law of demand. Okay, the law of demand, what does the law of demand says, in economics? This is the economics law. When the prices of goods comes down, जब भी किसी चीज की प्राइस गिर जाती है, the demand for the commodity or goods increases. Simple. जब भी किसी चीज की प्राइस गिरती है, example, this marker, actually the price of this marker is 30 rupees, but price की गिर गई है. Clear हो गया आपको? The price has come down to 20 rupees. What is the customer behavior? How does the human behave on this economic situation? When the price comes down of this marker, people will buy more. The demand for this product will increase. Clear हो गया आपको? लेकिन फिर आप लोग सोचोगे, sir, but why we will buy marker? That's why. तो बात तो है human behavior की. It is general behavior. You will not buy, but many people who are related to this, they will buy. But it is not common everywhere. It is not common for every person. It is not applicable for each and every individual. Clear हो गया आपको? Okay. Suppose the prices of houses goes down. Property के prices गिर गए हैं. So what is the human economic behavior? How the people are going to behave? They are going to buy more houses. This is general behavior. So this type of behavior we study in economics. This type of behavior, but is it fixed? Will it work? अभी देखो ना prices गिर गए. अभी देखो ना property के price गिर गए. So that क्या property की value बढ़? लोग people are buying properties? No. General behavior क्या होता है कि price गिरने पर लोग खरीदना चाहिए. Because people are not buying because of different situation. So laws जो है economics के जो law है student, it's just say a general tendency of the people. It just tells the general tendency of the people. Not necessary कि ऐसा हो ही. But natural science जो है, H2O means अब कोई हो ना हो, कुछ हो ना हो, it is going to be water only. Clear हो गया आपको? They want to explain in the first page this thing. कि देखो student, बहुत easy है economics. Don't worry, you will find economics more interesting subject. I'm very sure. एक 2-3 लेक्चर में you will find economics more interesting than any other subject. तो अभी क्या डिस्कस किया, इतना आज क्या डिस्कस किया इकोनॉमिक्स में? देखो इकोनॉमिक्स तो हमने स्टार्ट ही नहीं किया, व्हाट एवर द इकोनॉमिक्स आया नहीं है. They just wanted to explain science has an importance in current world, and there are two types of science, natural science, social science. अब science है तो फिर laws आते हैं science में, and जहाँ तक natural science के laws है, those are universally accepted and it can be verified in any situation. But as per the social science, here they also have law. Social science में भी law होते हैं, but since they deals with human, it deals with society. These laws are not perfect. These laws are not applicable everywhere. These laws are not universal. Social science laws are not universal because it's on human. We study human behavior. Okay, तो यहाँ तक बोल दिया. An example I have given you, like प्रॉपर्टी की प्राइस गिरने पर तो प्रॉपर्टी लोग खरीदना चाहिए, बट ऐसा हो नहीं रहा है. वर्ल्ड में प्रॉपर्टी प्राइस आर गोइंग डाउन, बट दैट डज नॉट मीन क्या वैसे तो होना क्या चाहिए था, डिमांड बढ़ना चाहिए था एज पर द लॉ ऑफ व्हाट इज द लॉ ऑफ I have given you example of one law of economics. When the prices of commodity decrease, the demand for that commodity increase. This is the law, but it is not happening like that. in current situation, it is not happening like that because people are busy with something else. People have different concern at present. They are not interested in doing all these things. Example, gold की price गिर गई, gold की price गिर गई. So as per the economics law of demand क्या होना चाहिए था? कि price और gold का demand बढ़ना चाहिए था. But people are still not interested in buying gold. Clear? अच्छा, example, share की price गिर गई, तो people अच्छा, why people are not buying gold when the prices are decreasing? There are different reasons. Human hai. There are different reasons. People at present are more concerned with health. Clear? Or there can be another reason. People are expecting the price will go down more. है ना? People are expecting और गिर जाएगी price. Why I should purchase now? इसलिए they are waiting. They are waiting and watching. Clear? So since social science deal with human behavior, it cannot be fixed. Still, there are laws in social science. Still, there are laws maintain, return in the social science. Social science. There are laws, but those laws are just what a general behavior, how the human behave. It cannot be fixed. Still, they have made some laws. Okay, let's continue and read last part of this so that you get a grip of what we are reading. Okay, finally, now they are coming to meaning of economics. Economics is a social science. That's all, student. ये एक लाइन को समझाने के लिए उन्होंने इतना सा बता दिया. Clear हो गया आपको? Economics is which type of science? They wanted to say this part. Okay, so economics is not a natural science. Economics is a social science. और बाकी जो social science में हमने जो discuss किया, now all things applies on social economics. अब जो social science के ऊपर discuss किया था ना, all are applicable to economics now. What economics do have laws, but those are only general tendency of human behavior. It only explains general tendency of human behavior. It is not fixed. Okay, it will happen same way everywhere. That's all. Economics is a social science. The origin of term economics lies in the Greek word oikonomia. I have already explained this, which means management of the household. So actually, the economics word आया है. This was originally जो old language Greek word. English तो बाद में आया है. English तो बाद में आया. Earlier people used to use Greek word, Greek language. So in that there was a word oikonomia और उसका meaning क्या था? Management of the household. घर को किस तरह चलाए? Manage, how to manage your household. How to manage your household. उसके लिए word था oikonomia और फिर English language जब develop हुई उसमें word क्या बन गया? Economics. Economics is referred to as queen of social science. There are different subjects in social science. Psychology, sociology. So from all those subjects of social science, economics is the queen. But it has a special importance. It has more importance than as compared to other any subject of social science. By Paul Samuelson, who said this? Paul Samuelson ने बताया है कि economics referred to as queen of the social science. Economics deals with economic aspect of human behavior. तो यहाँ economics में क्या हो रहा है? मेन बात क्या है? Mental approach नहीं है, बल्कि यहाँ हम कौन सा behavior study कर रहे हैं? That is economic deals with economic aspect of human behavior. That's all. समझ गया? It deals with how human beings satisfy. इसमें और क्या स्टडी करते हैं? ह्यूमन बिहेवियर का इकोनॉमिक हम स्टडी करें, मतलब इकोनॉमिक बिहेवियर स्टडी करें मींस व्हाट? हाउ अ ह्यूमन बीइंग सेटिस्फाई अनलिमिटेड वांट. कैसे इंसान अनलिमिटेड वांट्स को, अपने अनलिमिटेड जो वांट्स है उसको सेटिस्फाई कर रहा है विद द अवेलेबल लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज विद द ह्यूमन. अपने लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज से वो अनलिमिटेड वांट्स किस तरह मैनेज कर रहा है पूरा करने के लिए. हाउ द ह्यूमन इज मैनेजिंग to satisfy the unlimited want with its limited resources, that we are studying in economics. Let us understand the nature of economics with respect to some popular definition. अब यहाँ से start होता है definition. Wait. पहले मुझे क्लोज करने दो स्टूडेंट. अब क्या सीखा हमने इकोनॉमिक्स में? अभी तक हमने क्या देखा? We just started economics. यहाँ हम क्या जानना चाहते थे? What the book wanted to teach us. First of all, importance of science. There are two types of science, and economics comes under social science. Since it comes under social science, it deals with human behavior. But which human behavior we are going to study? We are going to study in detail in economics. That is economic behavior. What is the problem with humans as per the economic is concerned? As per the economic activity is concerned, human wants keeps on increasing. Human wants are unlimited. So we are going to study in economics how a human manage to satisfy its unlimited wants through the limited resources that human is having. this study, we study in detail. We are going to study this subject, this situation. We are going to cover. We are going to study in detail in economics. So finally, they came to what meaning of economics. Your first answer is going to start from here. So you have to you have to start writing a book. Name क्या रहेगा first chapter का? Basic concept in economics. ये लिखिए student. First you write this title, and then what? First question will be first directly. The textbooks are very easy. अगर मुझे notes बना के देना है student, colleges में ऐसा नहीं होता है कि printed notes होते हैं. This textbook itself is a notes. This textbook itself is a notes. Only we have to select questions and answer, and उतना ही हमें register में we have to write. So what will be the first question? Meaning of economics. So you are going to write this part till here. That is household. Economics is a social science. The origin of term. These 3 lines you have to write, and then you have to write this part. Economics. This part you have to write. Economics deals with economic aspect of human behavior. It deals with how human beings satisfy unlimited wants with limited needs. That's all. This is the only thing you have to start writing today. इतना ही आपको economics में लिखना है. Tomorrow what we are going to see? Tomorrow we are going to see some popular definition of economics, some very popular definition we are going to see, and then we'll continue in economics. So this was the first lecture of your 11th commerce, in which we started bookkeeping also. We started today with what? News. Lot of knowledge we got in the first section, and then we started with second part. We took bookkeeping, about bookkeeping, and finally economics. Tomorrow we will get more into our subjects. Thank you for attending today's lecture, student. I hope all of you have understood today's lecture. This was just a beginning. This was just a beginning of your syllabus. Tomorrow we'll see more of economics as well as bookkeeping. Thank you and good day, student. Thank you for attending today's lecture. See you tomorrow at same time. Good day.